Welcome to the BeyondBitcoin Whaletank. Be sure to follow the BeyondBitcoin tag on Steem, as well as our Hangout host Official Fuzzy for the latest Whaletank updates. To participate in the discussion, simply find the weekly Whaletank RSVP post and RSVP with a topic or proposal in the comments. WhaleShares creates synergy between BitShares and Steem by rewarding developers and helpful community members. The Whaletank has already distributed over $70,000 in upvotes during its first month. You can also create and trade your own cryptographically secure whale tokens and get an automatic seat in the Whale Council. WhaleShares work for the chain based on votes by the community. If you're interested in becoming a founding member of the Whale Council, let us know by sending an email to beyondbitcoin@gmail.com with the subject Whale Council. Be on the lookout for our new forums coming soon.
Welcome everyone to another Beyond Bitcoin Whaletank. Today is Saturday, November 25th, 2017, and this is episode number 234. We've been around for thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of content that leads from BitShares' earliest days to Steem and now to EOS, and we are going to be moving in the direction of bringing the Whaletank to dApp developers and other people who are creating different blockchain technologies. And we are also now streaming on YouTube and Twitch on a frequent basis. These channels are expected to even grow, and we have intentions of making them grow. So with that said, we join every week. We leverage the tools that are available to us, the fastest blockchains in the world. And we have the BitShares DEX, where we hold BeyondBits and WhaleShares tokens that are cross-platform promotion tokens that you can leverage on the Steem platforms. Any Steem platform that is available is potentially a place where WhaleShares and BeyondBits can be used. So if you have a platform that you would like to use them on, please contact us. Now, with that said, we like to cover blockchain-based projects every week. We have an extra bonus that we provide people who create their own tokens and leverage tokenization and gamification economies to build a following and show the world what we can do with cryptocurrencies and the use cases that can blossom therefrom. However, nothing from today to give you, to be honest with you, is a single token other than the BeyondBit and the WhaleShares to talk about. But those are my tokens, and I don't like to really talk about what we do so much here as much as open up the avenues for you to have a voice for the projects that you're building. Now, we'll go ahead and we will say we have power-ups every week if you present a token that is going to be leveraged to bring value. And if you bring value and you continue bringing value to that token and you provide updates every week, I will provide you with tokens that you can then use to upvote future posts that you write about this on the Steem blockchain. However, we do not have a single person who has posted a token this week. So I will have to sadly inform you that those of you who are here, you will receive tokens. However, the maximum bonus for $325 worth of BeyondBits is not going to be available for you. That's simply because we want to reward tokens that are on the BitShares DEX and provide a value proposition that can be used to build communities and to do cool things and show use cases. That doesn't mean that your blockchain project is not important, but it does mean that you are not leveraging the tokens that are on the BitShares exchange. And that is kind of what we give a little bit of extra benefit to. And the reason why we do this is to kind of really start in the very beginning stages of people learning their own value propositions and the value propositions they can bring to tokens, and also learn what bringing trust to an ecosystem will mean for that token. And that trust is earned by consistently giving updates on what you do. And we will give tokens based on how many tokens we have earned on the post. So if we've earned 50 SBD worth of Steem, we will give out 50 BeyondBits to the people who are part of the post. So with that said, Sir Lunch, step up to the lone plate, buddy. You're batting. This is going to be the shortest Whaletank ever, dude.
Oh, man. Well, what's up, everyone? I hope everyone is having a wonderful Saturday morning. I know I am. slightly. I'm a little tired. Sir Lunch the host, and I'm here to update you on a couple things. First is the Vloggers Guild. I've had the wonderful chance to work with multiple people from different communities. WhaleShares, what's the other one? MSP, Steem Speak, PAL, but I think they're the same as MSP, and just a multitude of different groups, all wanting to be vloggers and things like that. And I've been having great success in teaching people the ins and outs so they can take those skills and attributes and abilities back to their communities. And when I noticed I was actually, I had a group that was from so many different groups, I decided that I would make the pitch to pull these groups together more. So I'm going to be doing that. Let's see. Sorry, I'm super tired. I've been working on animations and cartoons. If you don't know, it's my life now. Trying to get out the animations and cartoons that educate people on the blockchain, of course. I got the children's show, and I got the awkward Adult Swim type of show that's more geared towards adults. And then I have like an anime style show that's for my otaku fans and things like that. Oh, wait. Chief Mapster, are you here?
Yes, sir.
All right, bro, I'm tagging you in for a second.
Fuzzy, if you haven't seen, I took a look at some of those games that he created, and they're really cool, and they really have so much opportunity for brands, for help influencers on Steem. It gets some extra branding, and it's a cool little game. And he really did a lot of good design. It's incredible, and somehow we need to maybe brand it beyond Bitcoin and maybe take it outside of this network and see if we can attract some new people into the network. Because it's really some awesome stuff. I didn't even know he could do all that.
So basically, if you didn't know, I hired Chief Mapster today with my imaginary tokens on my behalf to to hype man me. It was funny. Me and Chief Mapster, we hadn't really talked before, but we sat down, we had a conversation. And I did that thing where I was like, I'm tired. And he's like, oh, you're tired? I'm like, yeah, I've been doing a lot. And I showed him all the stuff that I do. And we had this, grand idea to try to push it out more. And that's going to be fun. Man, I am so tired today. Oh, I want to ask, Mr. Wang, how are you doing today?
I'm great.
That's good. That makes me happy. But yeah, it's the same thing as usual, right? Trying to pull people together. I even thought I was going to go and run for minnow president again this morning. It kind of rose up in me to make it better for the minnows, but I have so much on my plate trying to bring the Vloggers Guild up, trying to make animated shows and things like that. I decided to just keep on focusing on what I'm focusing on. Just focus on what I'm focused on. I'm taking a different route in the children's cartoon than I was before. It's going to be more crypto influence, so not just Steem it based. So I'm going to be reaching out to different projects and stuff like that. And then, just if they're good projects, no scams or anything like that. But if they're legit projects, putting them into the children's show so that the children can grow with the project, like before it even kind of really pops. And then if the project does prosper, then when they grow up, they'll just be familiar with it already. It's a little subliminal tactic that I'm thinking of using, because I feel like the kids are, not us, but the kids, our kids are going to be the wave that really changes things for the blockchain and really fundamentally innovates the way that the blockchain is being used. So influencing them at a young age is always the right thing to do.
It's always the right thing to do.
You always got to think about the kids, man.
All I was thinking was the television screen with a spiral on it and a couple consumer goods.
Okay, like the thing I'm thinking.
I'm
right?
joking.
But seriously though, you got a lot of parents that work on the blockchain. Definitely. And some of them are tired of showing the Mickey Mouse and all that other garbage out there, right? So if they had like an actual cartoon that their kids could watch that would educate their kids and they felt comfortable with their kid just watching,
I agree.
Then I think that'd be popular because the blockchain is becoming popular, of course. And to go along with that,
they should talk about difficult decisions too.
Oh, they do. The first episode I put out was it's called Paybot. and it's about the decision to use your Steem and SBD to pay for an upvote, and how that kind of doesn't work out. But it's just about these, and it started off with Steem, but I think that's why I'm going to go broader with it, just about decisions making on the blockchain, so I can teach kids how not to get scammed and how to look out for scammers. Because to me, scammers are like pedophiles. You know what I mean? You got to watch out for them. So scammer no scamming, scammer no scamming type shit. So and I plan to start a lot of animated shows. My initial idea is start them, then get a team that can take over and push it, because I can't do everything. Like, just with these 3 cartoons I'm trying to do, like, I get like no sleep and it's used up all my resources, but I'm going to push them out. But I mean, that I've come to the conclusion that if I can start a good foundation and then pull a team together that can run the rest of it, then I can just kind of give it to them and let them run it, and a lot more cartoons and a lot more shows can be started. Because I also am working on some real life shows, the real world for the blockchain and things like that. And it's all because fundamentally I realize that at the end of the day, after you get flagged, or after you don't make a certain amount on a post, or after shit doesn't work out, or after shit does work out, you probably just want to sit back and watch something that's entertaining, funny, or listen to some type of music, which I always also create. I have another album coming out, which is going to be amazing, of course. So yeah, I'm just creating content and things for those awkward times when we're not trading on the blockchain, or we're not typing up a post, but just those relaxing times, and other times and educational times. Any questions?
So basically, you're trying to make something where when people are not into the blockchain, they're still somehow into the blockchain, but not.
Exactly. It's kind of like that thing where if you're not on your computer, your mug says, happy blogging, or, BitShares elite, or BitShares billionaire. You know what I mean? It's just those things that when you're not connected, it's like when you're not connected to the chain, you're still connected in other ways, right? So whether it be a t-shirt, whether it be your kid having a toy, whether it be music that came from the blockchain, regardless, it's just having that connection in the real world to the blockchain. Because we all know, like, when you get frustrated with the blockchain, there's times when you just want to leave this shit, or you're like, you know what, I'm fucking out of here. That's the time that you listen to that music that you heard on the blockchain and say, nah, this is why I stay on the blockchain. Or you watch that funny program that was on the blockchain and say, that's why I'm on the blockchain, because stuff like this is on there. And yes, Compound or Mr. Wing have a question.
Oh yeah, my question was, what inspired you to create a cartoon and market it to these kids?
I really sat back and I thought about when I was a kid, and I was like, because cartoons nowadays are weird as fuck, borderline just trying to confuse the hell out of kids. And I remember back in the day, I was watching Hey Arnold, Rugrats, Doug, all that. So, and those shows were like
Rugrats was the shit.
They were like straight in your face. They were like kids going through adult situations, right? So that was the theme for us back then. It was like kids in adult situations, how to figure it out. And that's the type of mentality that I was like trying to take with this. And that's why I sat back and I was like, yo, kids need a better cartoon than what's being presented. And on top of that, there is no such thing as a cartoon besides what Compound is doing. You know what I'm saying? So then that's when I really just sat back and was like, yo, these kids. And then if you really think about it from a marketing aspect, you got the old people, right? Then you have the younger old people, then you have millennials, right? But most people stop on millennials. And my mind was like, yo, there's a group before the millennials, even before that group. So you got millennials, you got teenagers, and then you got kids. And kids are the most marketable, because kids, they push your content or your project the hardest. If they see a project that they like, they're going to look at their mom and be like, mommy project. And their mom is going to probably go and say, you know what, let's invest in this project because little Dorothy just thinks that this project's going to the moon. Let's buy her some tokens, and just to calm her down. I mean, what if we had kids asking for tokens and shit, right? Huh?
I would say that you earn tokens by playing learning games.
There you go. Or watching educational stuff and things like that, or contributing. Or what if we had a program? I was also thinking about this, but a program that inspires kids to contribute to the blockchain. and making a space for kids in the crypto space, because there's not really even a space for kids to come and hang out or even learn about the crypto space. They are literally thrust in it with all the adults who are just still learning the same shit. So if there was a space for kids and for them to get on the blockchain, I feel like that would not only open up for a whole new different type of projects, because there'd be projects based around, you know, kids and however that would go, but also it's a space where you can make plenty of money, because then you can start making tokens for parents to hand out to the kids for what's the word I'm looking for, allowance, right? So now their kid has a wallet and their mom gives them a few tokens, and it's just so many things. Now they can use those tokens to then sell on BitTrex to get Bitcoin, and now they can go use that Bitcoin to go buy some video games, right? So there's just this whole avenue. You could then pay kids to study. You could pay kids to actually stay in school. You could pay kids to question what they learned in school and write a counter report to the report they were supposed to write, and get rewarded for bringing up truthful facts and things like that. So there's a multitude of things that could be had from building a space for kids and building that atmosphere for kids to be able to grow and learn blockchain education and things like that.
I will not disagree with you, man. I think that it's absolutely necessary, and I will reiterate the fact that I will sponsor anybody who makes a toy named Mark of the Beast Bob for children. And I just want that message burnt into their minds as well, so they never take, you know, it can be a sad story of the guy who gets a chip and then stops being able to buy things out of the stores.
Wow, really? So it's
yeah. I mean, that's kind of like Rugrats. There was some dark stuff in Rugrats, dude.
There was, but I mean, ultimately, this all kind of like. I know this all seems like a lot, but if anyone remembers my very first Beyond Bitcoin, it was right after the Steem Power Twins. I was on the same one, and I said that I also want to create a TV network. So if you step back and realize what I'm doing, it's for the last year since their blunderfuck and, you know, people choosing that route, I've been creating content and amassing all this content for this network of things, you know, music, shows of different varieties, vloggings and real life shows, commercials I've been doing, and all that stuff. So then I can actually, yeah, blunderfuck is an awesome word. I think pirates use it. But, okay, what I mean by blunderfuck is that we don't have what they said that they were going to give us. Right? So that's what I meant by blunderfuck. But, so yeah, this is me still chasing that original idea of, creating a space that's like a TV network in a sense, where you can go and you can watch real life stuff, animated stuff. You can sit and listen to music. There'll be interviews. There's going to be podcasts, animated podcasts, and it's just all blockchain based, and yeah, good stuff.
Hey, I wanted to ask, how much time did those cartoons take? And I mean, you have this webpage you posted here, which our chief mapster posted, and it's like a lot. So that's like a culmination, right?
Let's see. With everything I do, it usually takes me like 3 to 4 weeks because I do everything in waves. I don't usually work on just one thing. So I'll work on one episode of crypto, episode of Black Guy in the Bot, then I'll work on one album, and then I'll work on like one set of vlogs, and then I'll just complete each set things like as a wave, and then I'll release them. So it usually takes like 4 weeks for me to complete from, you know, that first episode. But I'm trying to speed that up to where I can start releasing animated stuff once a week. So it's like it's consistent, you know, every Sunday the new episode of whatever cartoon comes out. So I'm just trying to train myself to sleep less and work more.
Well, I wouldn't do that, but it's a great work of art you're providing us, man. It's like super cool.
Well, again, the idea is to get all these things fundamentally built and strong, and then just pass them off to a team of 3 or 5, and then pass them off to another team and just let them grow it. But again, I used basically what happened is I used all the funding to get everything started, and you know, getting everything going good, which is why everything I have is good. Now I just have to sit and do the time.
I'm not sure like creative people would like to finish something someone else started, but well, who knows?
Well, it's not for, okay, well, here. Now, I guess that goes into another idea. So, if you're going to create a TV network, which was my original idea, I understand that you actually have to have a production company. So, the TV network would be housed under a production company. And basically, if you didn't have the necessary tools to start something like that, but you wanted to be a part of it. So let's say you were just someone who could be a voice actor, but you didn't want to go through the whole process, right? Then you could just join this project and work on this project and get paid from it like a job. But if you come to the company and you're someone with your own ideas and own ambitions, and you kind of just need some guidance or some funding, well, then there's a whole different avenue, or, you know what I mean? A different thing for you. But the things that I'm doing now are more or less, cool. More or less to put people in positions to have jobs, because I'm all about giving people jobs. If you look way back, like 7 months ago, I had this thing called Steem Community Jobs, where I would offer up jobs and pay them in my own Steem to get jobs done. So it's really, again, also this thing to get jobs, and so people can get paid, not just through payouts and stuff like that.
It sounds really the same thing. That I think it's ideal to have like a job network and creative people and let's build something. So
I'm trying to build like a job market that isn't just for people who know how to do coding and technology. Just it's kind of goes hand in hand with also trying to get people a shot, like who are entertainers that don't know technology but can kind of talk about it and represent it. Instead of there just being coding jobs, I want there to be all types of jobs, editor jobs, music jobs, just writing jobs, all that stuff.
Because there's all kinds of different people and different talents.
Exactly. And I'm trying to show people, and a lot of people think I have an ego. And it's cool. I like people believing that, because it keeps me going, when people think I have an ego. But at the end of the day, if I can be honest, I don't have an ego, and I just have a lot of ambition to be the best at what I do, because being the best at what I do means that I can help out way more people. So if I was just someone who could create music, I could only help musicians. If I'm only someone who could create animations, I'm only someone who can help that group of people. But if I strive and push myself and overexert myself to be good in all these different fields, then my range of being able to help people goes from music to animation to editing to vlogging to writing to whatever it may be. And that's the goal. I mean, I'm trying not to burn myself out too fast, but at the same time, the blockchain is in its early days, and it's people like me, people like Fuzzy, people like all of us that when we do burn ourselves out, we actually make it easier for the people before us, kids who aren't even born yet. Like Fuzzy's actions and my actions and all of our actions will affect people who aren't even here yet, you know what I mean? But learn about what we did and look at our work and stuff like that. So fundamentally, it's also about that stuff as well.
Well, I'm just going to say, Mark of the Beast, Bob, will get you beyond bits. Just going to say it. It's a challenge to anybody who wants them. Thank you for inspiring this. Maybe I will write a post about it, because it's actually one of the best ideas I think I've come up with, and you've inspired this beautiful thing. So maybe I'll write a post about it too. But in all seriousness, if you do come up with it, I will give you beyond bits, a bunch of them. It has to look real though.
I'll be working on it. I'll hit you up in the DMs and we can talk, details, because I am into the clothes and the stuff. I'll even make a game to go with it. It'll be fun. Give it its own soundtrack and everything.
It wouldn't be very long. It would only be like one scene of a game. But anyway, does anybody else have anything they'd like to say? I've given you the extra 10 minutes free of charge today because you have no one else to go against, man.
I think I have that doll from whenever it first came out. What was it? My Little Buddy. I think it's in my attic.
This guy.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I guess, it sounds like you got a partner, man. You guys should go together and build a fictional company that does this. that builds Mark of the Beast Bob. And Betty.
Definitely, yeah.
And Betty, because he has to have someone who completes him.
Mark of the Beast Betty.
We'll rename him to My Little Mark of the Beast Bob.
We joke about it, but it's got humor. And not to take away from what you're doing, Sir Lunch. You bring humor, you bring fun to the game, and I appreciate everything you do. I'm glad that you come on to talk about it because I can give you tokens for it. And that's kind of what we do here, is to try to give you guys all the opportunity, whether it's the next flashy thing and cool, or it's just, something that's important, but not cool. We want you guys to be able to talk about it here. And that's kind of what we do. So I appreciate everybody who's joining up with this, and I'll just open it up for, a couple minutes if anybody else has anything to say.
Can we call her Babylon Betty? We should call her Babylon Betty.
Dude, you could even have competitions so the community comes up with the names. And then you have a vote where they all vote between which one was the best one. That way they all are like, I want one of these. This is part of my history. And then they're scared shitless and they put it in the top drawer of their underwear drawer and cover it up.
Nice.
But they always remember the lesson.
That's going to be a dope toy. All right, I'm going to start working on it. I noticed so. It'll be like one of those plush dolls. Handmade, each one.
Scratch and sniff chest that smells like vanilla. Okay, guys. Well, thank you very much, Sir Lunch, for entertaining as always, for all the stuff that you're doing, man. We need a village of people. We need an army of all you guys. Compound Films, Mr. Wang, you, all these people. We need all of you guys. We need you actually to replicate them yourselves. Kind of like, what was that movie, Multiplicity? You just can't have versions of yourself that become more stupid. That's the one thing you can't do. Because then it becomes really weird. So I would say maybe 2 or 3 max. And with that said, guys, thank you for everybody who's joined up today, who's joined up for the past, man, I can't believe how many episodes we've had. But thank you. It's been an honor to be able to do the things that we've done, and some really good opportunities are opening up behind the scenes. Things will be changing here, but it's not it's not because of anything bad. It's because of good things. So I really appreciate everything that every one of you is doing, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the coming weeks.
You've been listening to the Beyond Bitcoin Whaletank. As a reminder, be sure to follow the Beyond Bitcoin tag on Steem, as well as our Hangout host Official Fuzzy for the latest Whaletank updates. From all of us here at the Beyond Bitcoin Whaletank, we want to thank you for being a part of the discussion.